All right, game 4 of the World Series with Cleveland Naps at the Pittsburgh Pirates. It's a 3-4-2 setup, 3 games at home, 4 away, 2 at home. Cleveland Naps are away in game 4 at Pittsburgh for the first time in Exposition Park. It's a 2-1 Cleveland Naps series lead, and we're taking up here with Elmer Flick on third base. Bill Bradley, the batter, hits a fly ball in the deep center field, and it was enough to score Elmer Flick. So Cleveland took an early 1-0 lead. Visitors strike first. Still the bottom of the first inning. Charlie Hickman, the batter, Nap Lajoie on first. It's all the way over the head of the right fielder. Charlie Hickman was into third base here with a triple. Nap Lajoie scores from first. As Jimmy Sebring could not track it down, Hickman went in head first. Lajoie hustled home with the run. The Nap scored one on the Hickman three-bagger and lead 3-0 here. Now we go to the bottom of the first inning, and Jimmy Sebring with a 3-2 count, Leach on first and Fred Clark on second. He's able to hit it over Elmer Flick's head for a 2-out, 2 RBI double, and made the score 3-2 as Pittsburgh gets 2 of those runs back immediately in the bottom of the first inning. Go to the top of the third inning now. Bill Bradley, the batter, a 2-2 count from Deacon Fleep. He hits it over the right fielder's head, so Jimmy Sebring has to go all the way to the wall to retrieve this one. Bill Bradley thought right out of the box that, you know what, I don't think I'm going to stop at third this time. We're going to try to do it. And Bill Bradley was able to leg out an inside the park home run to give the Cleveland Naps a 4-2 lead at the top of the third inning for the first home run of the 1903 World Series and the first World Series official home run. A couple batters later, it was Charlie Hickman's turn. He hits it into the gap, and he has a similar feeling of Bill Bradley. It's like, maybe I shouldn't stop at third. I already have a triple. Let's go for the home run. And Charlie Hickman rounds third base and comes home and easily beats the throw from the shortstop, Honus Wagner. And the score was now 5-2 Cleveland, the top of the third inning, as Hickman and Bill Bradley both hit inside the park home runs. We go to the top. It's still the top of the third. Jack Thoney on first and Harry Bay at third. And it's Addie Joss who helps himself out. He hits the ball into the left field corner. That's able to score Jack Thoney all the way from first base. And Harry Bay easily scores from third. And Addie Joss with a 2-out, 2 RBI single, or 2-out RBI double into the left field gap. The corner. So we go here to the bottom of the fifth inning as it's 12-5 Cleveland now. Fred Clark hits the ball all the way to the center field wall, and Jack Thoney, even though he's really fast, he's able to track the ball down, but not before Fred Clark was able to get a triple. So now it's Jimmy Sebring, the batter, and the bases were empty with 2 out. The first pitch on wheels and deals, Sebring swings and hits the ball to deep center field, and he's in with the triple. So 12-6, 2 outs in the bottom of the fifth inning, and Jimmy Sebring legs out a triple. Now we're in the bottom of the seventh inning. So the Naps are still pitching Addie Joss here. Or they actually took out Addie Joss in the bottom of the seventh inning. And on the left side it says that Addie Joss is still here, but it's Ed Killian that they took out. And Ed Killian got himself in a horrible jam due to the 2 errors by Bill Bradley at the start of this inning. He did get a strikeout there on Weaver, but it was 2 outs, the 3-1 pitch to Claude Ritchie, and a booted ball by Nap Lajoie. So they had a chance to get out of this inning. Now it's the 3rd error of the inning, and it's not over yet. So it's 13-8. The catcher, Ed Phelps, who is hitting pretty well at this point, is now up, and a big chance to do some damage. They do not get anything else, though. So they get out of the bottom of the 7th inning. Crisis averted, 13-8 Cleveland. And now we head to the bottom of the 8th inning. Here's Bill Bradley throwing it away to Nap Lajoie. So there's your error. And all of a sudden, it looks like the nerves start to kick in here. So another one on the ground. Bill Bradley boots this one. So these errors that I mentioned in the 7th inning came in the 8th inning. But it just seemed like the team just couldn't field anything. So Earl Moore came in to try to relieve Ed Killian, even though Ed Killian really didn't do anything wrong here. But Earl Moore was able to get the first guy out, which was Honus Wagner. So a big first out there. They didn't score, but then Tommy Leach decides to hit the ball over the left fielder's head all the way to the wall. Harry Bay has to run and track this one down, but not before Tommy Leach can have himself a 3-run triple. Make it 13-11. So all of a sudden this game was in the bag the whole time for Cleveland, and now it's 13-11, and there's only one out here in the bottom of the 8th inning with Earl Moore just struggling on the mound. Jimmy Sebring, another hit, so now he's got a single, a double, and a triple. Another RBI for Jimmy Sebring, who did not have a hit before this game started in the World Series. So it's 13-12. They're still not done as a pinch hitter, Fred Karish, comes up, and he hits it in another first pitch single. So they're going after the first pitch. They're very aggressive on the bases, and Pittsburgh has come back all the way and now has scored, now on the verge of even more runs, as Claude Ritchie will take ball 4. So Earl Moore is just struggling on all levels. The bases are loaded as Karish goes to second, and Ed Phelps again with a chance to do some major damage, hits the ball fairly short into right field for Flick, who makes the catch, and they are not able to score. So 1 out away from getting out of this inning again, and Otto Kruger this time hits the ball all the way to the wall and clears the bases for a huge 3-run triple with 2 outs in the bottom of the 8th inning. The Pirates come all the way back. They now lead 15-13 in one of the craziest games I've ever witnessed in simulation history. Maybe the craziest one. So now fast forward to the top of the 9th inning. You have Bill Bradley leading off the inning with a hit. So all of a sudden, Cleveland with the chance. They've scored enough runs, you think that it's still possible, especially since Brickyard Kennedy's in there, who just pitched the previous game. And you have Nap Lajoie hitting a bomb to deep left field all the way over Fred Clark's head, and it's tied. 423-foot home run from Nap Lajoie. The Naps draw even in this ridiculous game. It's 15-15 now in the top of the 9th inning, but they're unable to get anything else. So you have to go to the bottom of the 9th inning after Charlie Hickman bats here, who hits the ground ball up the middle. Second baseman has no problem making the play. So these are high leverage outs. 2 outs in the top of the 9th inning. Brad Donahue with the chance to do something here. They pulled a double switch earlier in this game. They took out Harry Bemis, who was 0 for 5, and put Fred Abbott. They didn't think that this would be a big deal because they were up by so much. But the bottom of the 9th with Red Donahue pitching, who just pitched the previous game, or he pitched game 2, not game 3. So he was scheduled to pitch the game after, but I couldn't take him out here because I needed to win this game more than the next game, worrying about the pitcher for the next game. So he was able to get the first 2 guys out in the bottom of the 9th inning, but then Tommy Leach was able to reach base with the little looper into left field. That brought up Jimmy Sebring, who was red hot, but Red was able to cool him down a little bit as Sebring grounded right to first base, and Hickman picked it up and made the play. At this point as well, every ground ball, every fly ball, I was unsure if they could make the play because there were so many errors previously. But then Jack Thoney, fly ball into left field in the top of the 10th inning, was unable to get that ball over the head of Fred Clark. He made the catch. And then Fred Abbott, with one of the biggest clutch hits so far of the World Series runs for the Naps, he was able to reach second base. After having a pretty rough season, he hit 154. Fred Abbott delivered a big hit. They walked Elmer Flick, which brought up John Gotchnar, who hit a ground ball to the second baseman, and they were doing a hit and run on the play. So the Elmer Flick and Fred Abbott ended up moving over, and that allowed Bill Bradley to drive in 2 runs, and he didn't stop at third base. He kept going, and Bill Bradley with his second home run of the day, a 3-run home run to get the Naps up 18-15 in the top of the 10th inning. They weren't done, even though Pittsburgh came back and showed serious fight of their own. Cleveland's resilience pushed them ahead. Nap Lajoie also hit a double here in the top of the 10th inning. But Hickman was unable to get another run across. So in the bottom of the 10th inning with 1 out, Claude Ritchie was up. Red Donahue still pitching, and Claude Ritchie hits a single. up the middle. That brings up Ed Phelps. Ed Phelps is hitting the ball pretty well. He hit a ground ball, though, to short, and it was booted. So this was, of course, booted by the shortstop, John Gotchner. It's a very entertaining game. Seven errors. Now another ground ball to Kruger. A double play ended the game. So very surprising that they turned the double play to end this game. The Naps polished off Pittsburgh 18-15. Cleveland had a stranglehold on the World Series now, up 3-1. They still needed to win 2 because it's the best of 9. But it's one of the best entertaining games that I've ever seen. They were almost there, cusp of the World Series. After the 18-15 win, we had Red Donahue picking up his second win, Brickyard Kennedy getting his second loss. Home runs from Bill Bradley, 2 of them, and Charlie Hickman and Nap Lajoie with a huge home run in the top of the 9th inning to tie the game. And the player of the game was Bill Bradley.